Welcome everyone to a new episode of How to Become a Poker Pro. I'm Andreas, and in this video I'm going to talk about grinding and what it means. Well, first things first, grinding is basically a multiplier. If you're not a winning player, well, what does really grinding do for you? If you're break even, then you just keep on breaking even. If you're losing, then it's going to be a multiplier and you're just going to lose more. So grinding doesn't do anything for you. This is also why I've put this grinding video a little bit towards the end of how to become a professional poker player, because it's certainly not going to be up at the top of your list on what to take care of when it comes to poker or playing poker professionally. Now, if you are a winning player at some point, grinding, as I said, it's a multiplier. So if you win $50 an hour and if you basically play 2,000 hours a year, then it's going to be you making $100,000, right? That's just a simple rule, and it's just a multiplier. And at the same time, if you're obviously making more an hour and you're playing less, then it could be the same by just, investing less time. But then grinding at the end of the day, you really have to make a decision whether it's going to be worth it. For example, for me, grinding poker at like a $50 hourly wasn't really something I want to pursue for, let's say, 2,000 hours a year, especially in live poker. And I could really have had that live basically for the last 2 years. Just going out there, playing live poker, maybe having also a lot of expenses because of traveling, but I am sure that I can find games all over the world where I can make $50 an hour on average playing live poker all year long. So if I put in that time, I don't think there's going to be a problem making that amount. However, what's really the future value of that? I'm just going to trade my time against some money. And to me, I made the decision about 2 years ago when I looked at what I could have had and tried to go for something bigger. And that is basically becoming much better as a poker player because I just thought that was going to be worth more for me on the long run, becoming really good at this game, because my competitiveness just wanted that more than just having the money. Because at some point when you make some money playing poker, you're going to face that issue that the additional money is going to be worth less and less. So you want something more. And for me, that was just becoming a better player. And that's why I also switched from the tournament scene to pot limit Omaha, because I really thought, also starting to get into pot limit Omaha more, that I can become really good at this game. Also with the amount of information that was out there, with solvers in Omaha emerging, and I think me being not one of the first ones, but maybe in that second group of people working with these tools and trying to become really good at it. So that was for me much more important than the grinding. And then once I get good at something, then I can still put in some hours, and hopefully in online poker the games will be still there. That's one of the concerns you might have, right? So if you get really much better at something in poker in a format, and if the format dies, well, then it's sort of lost. But at the same time, a lot of the things that you learn in poker or in one format, you can use them for another format. All the solver work I've done in pot limit Omaha, I'm sure it helped me so much from an no-limit hold'em game, just understanding how a solver works, how a computer plays poker, and understanding also the game tree. But there's so many topics I can talk about. I don't want to go too much into depth in those, but I want to keep on talking about grinding. So when should you grind? As I said, again, when you're a winning player and when you feel happy with the hourly you have. What you shouldn't do is, I'm going to differentiate between healthy grinding and unhealthy grinding. Well, the healthy grinding is clear, you're not making any sacrifice for it. Either your health, family, friends, relationships, whatever is important to you, you're not making any sacrifice. A lot of times you're going to have to make sacrifice, but hopefully not up to the extent that it's unhealthy. On the other side, you can do the unhealthy grinding. You just put in tons of hours, and for example, you sit at a poker table or play online poker and you just degenerate. You're just not eating healthily, or sitting all day, and you're going to have problems with your body. You don't exercise anymore and just degenerate over time. And that's obviously not going to be plus CV long term, but because here's the thing. I watched this guy on YouTube, and his channel's name is Motivational Dog, and he talks a lot about neck issues, because I also discovered that I myself have had these neck issues in the past just because of bad posture. And he said that one line which really stuck with me, which was, don't try to play poker putting all this effort in, trying to get all this money in order to, in 30 years, trying to buy back with that money, buy your health back, basically. Don't sacrifice health now in order to buy it back later, because it's just like a zero-sum game, right? And even worse, you're probably going to pay much more in the future for your health if you don't keep healthy now. So there's value in staying healthy, of course, and a lot of poker players forget that when they are grinding. So don't do the unhealthy grinding, do the healthy one, and maybe cut some of these hours or take enough breaks, which makes the grind worthwhile. Now, here's a little bit of thing that also is important, that I think as a poker player in general, you want to believe in your abilities outside of poker, because if you don't believe in yourself outside of poker, then sometimes things happening in the poker world can be threatening. So for example, if you say to yourself, well, I cannot make money outside of poker, then you want to grind more. You just want to put in the hours because you're so afraid of then being out there when your poker games die and not being able to make money anymore. So that will put you to the grind and just make you grind all day, and you're not going to really see the opportunities anymore that are out there, you know, that could stop you from just grinding and just start crushing or something like that. Shout out to Jane Anders. So if you want to really succeed, I think it's much more important to, you know, go for a big win rate, try to become really good at poker. And the only concern that you might have, and that concern is less of a concern if you can make money outside of poker in the future, that all of a sudden your game dies, or you know, other people become better, bots are out there in online poker and you have to end up playing live poker, or, and the last thing, and I think that's the biggest one, and it's maybe one of my fears, is that I won't enjoy poker in 5 years. Let's say I get really good at this game and you know, get to the top, but then at some point I don't enjoy it anymore. It's like, how do I then put in the grind? Well, I can force myself. Maybe I can trade my time for a really high hourly, but what if it just makes me miserable? What if I can trade my poker hour for $300 an hour, but what if, you know, it's just, you know, feels really bad? So then I have to use less hours because I won't enjoy that as much anymore, and just maybe cut down on the hours. And like, how hard can it be in the end to play poker? So I think that concern is mitigated by that, because how hard in the end can it be to play some hours of poker per year? I do think in 10 years, even if I enjoy it less at some point, that I can still play some poker some of the time during the year. And during these hours, I'm going to enjoy it more than if I just played it full time. So with that outlook, I think this sums up my view of grinding poker. I hope you can take something from this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down here and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. There's going to be more videos on how to become a professional poker player, how to grow a bankroll in online poker if you don't have any money. Having a bankroll challenge, you can also do it that way, even though I would recommend you to get obviously money at work and then have a bankroll at first playing poker. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you for the next video.